She also spoke about Simon Guobadia, and what we learned is that Porsha says that she asked to see Simon's finances and he did not want to provide them. And so it set their wedding back. There have been discussions between the parties about the wedding occurring in August and September 2022. However, those weddings never occurred, at least in part due to Simon's failure to provide Portia information relating to his income, assets, and liabilities. Portia refused to move forward until Simon handed over the necessary documents, finally signing the prenup on November 17th, 2022, just days before the wedding. That, along with a number of other things, was a red flag. It was. It was a red flag that he did not want to provide his financials. I don't know why I know why, because you had gone too far by then. You had rubbed everybody's face in it. Love had won. And even though this man was showing you that he could not be trusted, you still went through with marrying him only to be dragged to the gutter with him in court about the paperwork that you both signed. Like, they both signed a prenup, and he's been arguing with the prenup ever since. He's been arguing with the prenup. He didn't want to have to pay. He didn't want to have to split the house. And I'm sorry, y'all, but I believe it's their house because I believe he bought it with the intention of them moving into that house together. I don't care whether he purchased it before they were married. He purchased it for them to be in because he was living in a different house before. So he bought the house for them to live in together. It wasn't like he was living in that house for 20 years before she showed up. No, I believe that that was their house. And so I believe it should be sold and the assets should be split, or it should be, gifted to one of them. And I feel like it should be gifted to the one that's actually a legal citizen of this country. If you ask me, I don't think it should be given to scamming ass Simon Guobadia because he probably purchased it with ill-gotten goods. Just saying. Just saying. I don't like her neither, but I really don't like him. I really don't like him. And so she spoke on what happened with the ICE situation.
Start with the divorce, right?
Oh, let's do.
People automatically people assumed it was infidelity, but in the first episode, you talk about you would go to the airport and you would always get pulled to the side. And you got to the point, you was like, why the hell do we keep getting pulled to the side?
Right.
Did you call ICE on Simon?
No, it doesn't benefit me at all for him to be locked up. Mentally and financially, it doesn't benefit me. Just because you're going through a divorce doesn't mean you hate someone. I hate actions. I hate lies. I hate a lot of characteristics, but I love the person, and I would never wish harm on anybody. And at the end of the day, I know that he's the type of person, he's a slithering snake. He's going to find his way out of it. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Damn.
And I pray for him, his family, and I hope they all figure it out. But
I
called him.
You called him a snake, but the snake got you.
Yeah, they do. They get around you in that whole real tight. That whole real tight.
You're a snake too, girl. It was two snakes. Okay, it was two snakes coming together, slithering through the goddamn grass.
But that's also me. I mean, I love. And when I meet someone, I'm a Cancer. And when I meet someone who reciprocates that, nothing else really matters. It's how you make me feel. I'm very intentional. So if your intentions towards me feel authentic and it feels real, I'm going to trust that. And that's just how I live my life experience.
I told y'all that she still wanted Dennis. I told y'all that when the shit was going down, it was given. You still wanted Dennis. Like, at first I thought she didn't, but no, she still wanted Dennis. A lot of the stuff that she was doing, I felt like was to nanny boo Dennis. And honestly, I feel like Dennis must have good dick on some level. Because I think the idea is that they don't have to be together, but they smash. I do. I feel like they do come together and smash ever so often. And I believe that, he looked like he could be Dennis' daddy, as I used to refer to him. When we first started seeing them together, Simon was not Simon. He was Dennis' daddy over here on my channel. So, yeah, I definitely believe that her and her baby daddy still fucking. Okay? Still fucking.
I do want to say, though, Porsha, you are a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
So I can see why a man would want to be in this country illegally to be with you. So do you feel like it's kind of your fault, just a little?
I think it's the country's fault. I think he's having a whole issue that started before I was even born. That unfortunately it's just come to the shit that hit the fan. It just is what it is at this point.
Where is it at right now? Because the last reports were like he's detained, the citizenship was denied. Like, so where is he physically, and like what's happening right now?
So I only know as much as you guys know, and as much as what's online. As far as I know,
and I think she wanted to be with Dennis, but Dennis didn't want to be with her. She wanted to get married. Dennis didn't want to marry her. And I believe because Dennis repeatedly cheated and because he didn't want to get married, she was going to nanny boo him with the first man that showed genuine interest with money who wanted to marry. Meanwhile, he wants to marry you so he can, get easier citizenship. Not because he really wanted to marry you, but because he's not a U.S. citizen. And that would be an easier way for his ass to stay in this country.
they've been posting that
She wanted to be with Dennis, though.
In Georgia.
I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it that much. I just know I'm trying to finish my divorce, and I can't do that if I don't have a person to divorce.
Let's start with the divorce, right?
Oh, let's do.
People automatically.
So she's saying that it's actually not a good thing for her that he's not here, but I feel like at some point this shit must default. Either way, girl, good luck, Porsha. We'll see it on Real Housewives of Atlanta, I'm sure.